Update 915 is but 2 weeks away now, so here is a recap of everything we know so far coming in the October update. In terms of changes, Warlocks have a pretty major focus this time around, starting with a lot of grenade changes. Warlocks will be receiving a 10% passive grenade regen since they do a lot of grenade related things. This is also for a change that I will mention in a second. They are also getting a 5% grenade damage bonus in PvE, which is halved in PvP, so 2.5%. The big thing is that all the little buddies on each subclass, that is Ionic Sentry for Arc, Helion for Solar, Bleak Watcher for Stasis, Child of the Old Gods for Void, and Arc Soul for, well, Arc, will now count as grenades for stats and perks alike. So that is a pretty neat change overall, pretty big too. Moving on to more specific elemental grenades, Chaos Accelerant will now give 2 grenade charges, that is the Void aspect, to empower some Void grenades. More specifically, Scatter Grenades will have an additional 4 Seekers, increase charged Seeker damage by 25% against combatants, improve charged Seeker tracking, and an increased lifetime for those charged Seekers. Axiom Bolts. Charged Axiom Bolts will now detonate twice. The projectile damage has increased by 25% against combatants, and tracking against players has been reduced by 40%. Isn't that lovely? Vortex. These will now repeatedly pull enemies towards the grenade when charged, instead of just at the beginning. This is reduced over time against players. Good. A nice little one, Spike Suppressors and Void Walls, which get absolutely nothing from Chaos Accelerant, will now have the ability to be charged into handheld supernovas on top of magnetics as well. So all 4 of those, whichever one you pick, you will be able to make a handheld supernova. For Stasis aspects, Glacial Harvest, Stasis Shard Creation will no longer have a cooldown in PvE. This will also be for the other 2 classes as well, which we'll get to. Titans. Howl of the Storm will now have 2 melee charges. That is the straight line of stasis crystals that forms when you slide and melee. The pattern has been changed, yet to be seen, with an additional 4 crystals as part of it, and it will also now slow players instead of freezing. Cryoclasm, the long slide, will go from 2 to 3 fragment slots, and the slide cooldown has been reduced from 4 to 2 seconds. Tectonic Harvest has also had its cooldown removed in PvE for its stasis shard creation, just like Glacial Harvest. Unbreakable on Void, the aspect that is notorious for getting many buffs and still being pretty underused, has gotten more buffs. Reduced grenade energy drain speed when holding shield, nice. Reduced forward movement slowdown when shield is hit. Fragment slots have been increased from 2 to 3, and the blast from the aspect will also disorient enemies for a short time. Bastion, Big Wall, will also have its increased PvE cooldown removed. Finally, for Hunters, the speedy ones, as is definitely known and shown here, passive movement speed has been increased. It will now be equivalent to the old tier 10 mobility pre-Edge of Fate. Default sprint speed has also been increased from 8 meters per second to 8.6 meters per second. We'll definitely need a magnifying glass to see how that looks. They will also now have a 10% bonus to weapon equip speed. Interesting. Marksman dodge will now pick up all nearby ammo, think powerful attraction but for ammo, and will also reload all weapons instead of just your equipped one. Suspending slam has had its increased cooldown post-use removed. It will also now give woven mail upon suspending enemies with the slam, which is quite nice, and its duration will scale with the amount of enemies suspended. Cool. Threaded Spectre has had its fragment slots increased from 2 to 3, and On Your Mark has been changed, I would say quite a bit. Stacks have been increased to 10 max now. A precision hit will award 1 stack, while a final blow as a precision will award 2. Final blows at max stacks will also cure you instead of making you radiant now. A big thing, which would have been cool for the epic raid, but well, it will now give a increasing weapon stat max at 50, so I'm assuming 5 per stack. That's pretty good. I'll definitely like that. The reload benefit will also stick around. Deadshot Goldie, that is Yeehaw 6-shot, will refund ammo on final blows now instead of ignition, so you don't have to run it with the fragment that triggers ignitions. If you remember things like Trample on Fist of Havoc from back in the day, Deadshot will also now extend super on final blows with diminishing returns. Thankfully, this is reduced in PvP. And finally, for the stasis aspects, just like the previous 2 classes, for Grim Harvest, Stasis Shard Creation has had its cooldown removed in PvE. That is all we know so far for abilities or the class fantasy changes that have been previously mentioned. Maybe there will be more in the next 2 weeks. We will see, but I don't think so. Probably be more related to other sandbox elements like weapons and possibly armor and, well, exotics. Anyway, other little miscellaneous things and whatnot. A new comp emblem will also launch with this update 915 called Great Pulse. Makes me think, if you've already reached Ascendant 3 throughout Season Reclamation, that is from Edge of Fate to current time, you will have it retroactively awarded to you. Just go pick it up from Shax. Who are you? Anyway, also in this update, the new exotic mission, which was called Heliostat when the Asher 9 stream recap happened, but in a recent twid was changed to Warsat Heist. I'm just going to go with Warsat Heist, will also launch with this update, and you will be able to get the new exotic sword axe, Wolfsbane. And hey, it looks pretty cool. It's got the old Iron Battle Axe animations too, which we've seen on the scythe, but this feels more right. You can preview the ornaments in the collections now, and yeah, it looks nice. An actual axe is what it looks like. All of this will be in the October 7th update, already mentioned, in 2 weeks. So, hey, look forward to that. Other things coming up in October, Festival of the Lost, obviously, will start 2 weeks after that update on October 21st reset. It will go for 2 weeks up until the start of November. It will also finally get rid of Haunted Sectors, Rejoice, and will introduce a new 6-player activity instead. Kind of curious to see what that is, but well, we'll see. Hopefully it's kind of nice. Hopefully we'll get showered with loot again like Solstice, because wow, you really miss it now that it's gone, don't you? Other major things still coming in Ash of Iron before Renegades is the Call to Arms event starting on November 11th. So there will be a week between the end of Festival and this final event before Renegade, which is appropriate because it is a preparation event, a get ready event like we've had previously. You will be able to attune select event weapons, also having the ability to get an event specific coil. There will also be a 2-week competition, which you can get a high score in 5 select activities for something. I don't know, loot shower, title, who knows, stuff. Other than that, that is really all we know so far. Still coming in the next 3 months, or I guess 2 and a bit months before Renegades. So look forward to whatever you're looking forward to, or not. Maybe you're just watching this because you just still watch Destiny related things, or you just have it in the background and you're just here. And if you are, hi. So thanks for watching. Appreciate you stopping by in these very slow and turbulent times. Leave a like, drop a sub, that would be awesome. So close to 1,000. God, that would be amazing. Please, I would love it and appreciate it greatly. Leave a comment down below if any of these changes actually interest you, because hey, some do, some are actually pretty interesting. Other than that, thanks, later.